Hi buddy, it's Alexanis and today I'm gonna review for you the Wilson RF01. Okay, you all know the story, everybody's hyped for this racket. It's the new Roger Federer racket. It was basically designed for Federer to play at the end of his career. Designed to be a lot easier to play with compared to the RF97, and this is the easiest version of the 320 gram version. So this is, you know, a racket with pretty much classic specs, so 16 by 19 string pattern, 98 square inch head size, and an on-strung weight of 300 gram. There's not a lot of technology, so you don't have the PWS technology that you normally have on Wilson Pro Staff. So I don't know if you can see the difference at 3 and 9. So yeah, normally it's a racket that is supposed to have not a lot of technology, but just to feel like classic, and at the same time just a bit easier compared to, like I said, the Pro Staff. So let's go on the court to find out if it's the racket that you should buy, and so let's go.
On the court with the Wilson RF01, the first thing that I felt, and I was actually kind of happy to feel this, you feel like the racket doesn't have any technology, and you know that's a good thing because, you know, Wilson claimed that it was actually a fact. You know, this racket doesn't have the PWS technology, doesn't have any flexibility technology. It's a really raw racket and you feel like it's raw, but normally with raw racket you feel like it's impossible to play with. But this one is the only one that you feel that is raw but still playable. So you feel like Wilson adapted the racket to make it playable and make it with a feeling that helps you to really understand where the ball is going. So the direction of the ball is actually easy to understand. And even though it could be perceived as a hard racket, I would say that it's kind of fairly easy. It's a fairly easy racket to use, even though it doesn't have any technology. I feel like at the volley it's pretty stable, okay. At the serve, same thing. So yeah, overall, a great racket on every part of the game. And you know, this racket really shines in terms of feeling and playability.
Alright, so there's two big reasons why I like this racket. First of all the Roger Federer's fan, and I'm one of them, will not buy the RF97 anymore, and was a big issue for me back then because I was like, you know, this racket is too tough for you to play with. But you know, all the Federer's fans were like, yeah, but you know, it's the Fed racket. And so now we have a racket that's gonna be a lot easier to play with, and it's a good fit, I would say, between, let's say, the Pro Staff, the blade, and the shift. You know, it's an in-between, so definitely a line that's gonna suit a lot of people. So you have a fairly good access to power, a fairly good access to spin, a good control, a good feel. And the thing that I really like with this racket is the fact that there is not a lot of technology. So you're not feeling like there is something that is too flexible. You feel like the racket is really connected to the ball, but at the same time it's not too tough to play with. So that's why I say that it's the perfect in between, because sometimes we can get, you know, tired of, you know, having those rackets with too much technology. This one is not one of them. And I personally think that the string that you're gonna put in this racket is gonna make all the difference. So if you want to feel a bit more control, you know, I could recommend to go with something like Luxilon 4G, Headling Store, you know, stuff like that, Solinco Revolution, to provide a lot of control to this racket. But at the same time, if you want to play with it and have a lot more power, you could go with a multi-filament or an hybrid string setup, just like, let's say, Sensation with Alu Power, or you know, Battle RPM Blast with head velocity or something like that. Because I mean, this racket is just a great platform racket. Could be a great idea to customize this racket and to add some weight too. That's definitely something that I would do with this racket. Definitely one of the best racket of the year, so I would have to go with the rating of, it's definitely a great one. So let's go with 9.01 out of 10. I want to thank Wilson for sending me this racket. Without them it would not have been possible, but you know, I want to thank them also to let me be 100% honest with you, because I would not have done this review if it wasn't the case. So yeah, don't forget to like, to comment, and to subscribe, and see you next time. Bye bye.